Alright folks, got a video for you today. I was gonna have this done by the shop I bought this particular throttle cable from, and because there's a reason for that, and I choose my battles. I don't try to do everything, but I wasn't doing anything this afternoon. Got back from church and responded to a bunch of parts requests and whatever, and decided to go ahead and see if I could attempt to put this Lokar throttle cable on. So what I want to talk about is what we have here is a relatively bone stock 70 SS 454 Monte Carlo. We've got the some OEM chrome valve covers, and we got aftermarket intake, and we got a emergency install on a Edelbrock carburetor that we done on the side of the road. If you want any more information on that, feel free to go through my videos and I explain some of the trouble I had. But here's what I want to talk about. If you're going to do this installation, it took me about 8 times reading the instructions to fully understand what needed to happen. But basically, the tools you're going to need is a couple of 9/16 wrenches, a 1/2 inch ratchet, probably a nut driver to remove your old carb stud off the Edelbrock. And basically, this is what you end up with. So you have the dual spring assembly, and what I'm going to show you here is about how much play you need to have. And on this particular application, it's probably going to be pretty spot on for your application if you've got a Chevelle or Monte Carlo with a big block. So you got about 3 or 4 threads showing as the adjustment instructs, and you got some here, you can see that. And then now here is what I wanted to talk about and why I wanted to do this video. These cars, the hole in the firewall is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so besides you know, getting a welder out or a drill and making a plate and all that crap, all I did was use 2 washers on each side. It looks completely neat and like it should be there that way. And basically the washers overtake the big square hole for the factory throttle cable. As you can see here, the factory throttle cable had a big square hole right there that it would go through. So basically, with the washers on both sides, you're golden. So I've already got this one adjusted. Everything seems to be okay. I urge you to follow the instructions. Don't just rely on this video, but I think this video will help clear a few things up. Now, if you've got an original gas pedal like I do, and I did not paint my kickdown bracket there for the TH400, but there was a reason I did that, and that was to show that that was an original bracket that came on the car. And that's actually the original accelerator pedal, believe it or not. Not the greatest condition, but again, you got to draw the line somewhere. Anyway, here's what I wanted to show. You take off, it has a ferrule on the end for an aftermarket throttle cable. Well, as you can see, that's hooked up just like a factory cable into that plastic little thing there on the gas pedal. And then again, I use the same washers to do the tightening down, and it worked great. 2 washers against the firewall on both sides, and it worked like an absolute charm. Now, if you're gonna, you know you're going this route, you can weld that hole up when you got the car apart, go ahead and mock it up, and then you're good that way too. But sometimes, you know, things change and you have trouble with, in my case, trouble with quadrajet carburetor, and just that old bracket just didn't want to do right. It always had a catch to it. So the car really was not that enjoyable to drive, although I've drove it about 3,000 miles. And again, this is the type of stuff that you just have to work out on a new build. This is May of 2021, and this car was actually, I drove it around about the first time almost a year ago, and there's just a lot of things you have to work out. I mean, you know, I don't know what to do, you know, like stickers that brand new and they just fall apart when they get wet one time. So anyway, I got to do a few touch-ups on the car. Got the Easter meet coming up in August, and I haven't really pushed selling it really hard, but I think I might after that, after I have one more year of fun with it. I got to get my wiper motor put on, need to get my master cylinder painted, that type of stuff. But anyway, don't want to get too sidetracked talking about other things with the car. But anyway, if you're going to do this installation, here's the part numbers. You're going to need Lokar SRK 4000, which is the bracket and spring kit. And then you're going to need Lokar TC 1000 and U. Now, the tricky part is you actually have to shorten the cable, and you can see I took about a little over a foot off of it, and then you also have to shorten the black piece here, and I'll show you that. That's how much I took off of it. It gives you the instructions and the of what to use to cut it. Me personally, I was able to use a good old-fashioned pair of Carter key pliers, wire cutters basically. So they were good and sharp, and I don't think I've used them a whole lot, so they are not dull, and it made a pretty clean cut. Make sure that thing is pulled all the way out and not inside when you cut it, because if not, you'll cut off too much of this. You cut this, then you cut this, and you leave about an inch up in the end. So anyway, that's all for today. I just wanted to do that video, and hopefully if you have an Edelbrock on your 454 engine or any big block engine, or even a small block, but the length might be a little different of what I showed you, this will help you out, and it won't take you an hour and a half to 2 hours to do it like it just did me. But anyway, I'm glad I went ahead and done it because it's on here, and then we'll show you briefly kind of how it mashes. Watch this. Just easy. It almost feels too good to be true. It's so easy. That's wide open throttle. And you can see it up there. And if you have another person, you can verify that it's getting wide open throttle. But they said on the instructions to not make sure that you get wide open throttle at the floorboard and not any further. So anyway, that's all. Here's the instructions. Be sure to follow those. But hopefully this video will help. Like, share, comment. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.